I thought I'd share a little song with you. I won't play it all. I've probably already scared everybody off. But I think it's a great song, and I think it's got some great lyrics. So I'm going to gather all my girls around, all my women around. Let me hear you walk on, ladies. Actually, one of my favorite all-time bands. I love me some female death metal music. Hey, female, how are you? I just thought I'd play a bit of music before we get started today. So this is my song. This is my song when I think about stickering. We didn't start this well, but we'll finish it. We'll finish it. So I won't torture you anymore with this. We'll pause it. I thought I'd share a little bit of that because I honestly I don't mind me some in this moment. They're called in this moment. They're from America. The singer is name's Maria. She's literally 5'1", same height as me, same height as all the best TERFs in the world. So a little shorty. But yeah, no, it's got some great lyrics. It's you wanted peace, but you brought this war. And I think that, pretty much I don't know if they wanted peace, but then I'll get if I can get it anyway. So anyway, how are you all? Welcome to this channel, Stone in the Crone. I am Kellyanne Chaos. So what an interesting week we have had. Interesting week. So we have literally got more mood feeders than we can literally poke a stick at. They're coming out of the literal woodworks, like the weasels they are. So what have we got now? The one from FEMA's neck of the woods. He's 54 years old and he's got a baby and he's literally a fetishist and he's literally putting that, baby on his move. Look, I just can't get over the system going along with this shit. Like, if anything should pull this shit to a stop is the mood feeders. It's starting to get out. Like, literally last week I had one of the subscribers on the chat there, and she did not realize it was as bad as it was with the mood feeders. So, look, people are finding out. They realize it's not just men in dresses, it's literally mood feeders as well. I love them, but I love me some. She does have a male backup band, but her story's pretty amazing. Her story was she tried out for them. They said no. They sent her at karaoke and they asked her to join the band. So I kind of absolutely love them. Yeah. I couldn't believe he is like I don't know. He's just gross. There's so many levels of fucking gross in this. I don't even know where to start. And I think the worst thing about it is this peaking, right? So you think you're like we must be getting to the top of that iceberg now. We're peaking, right? Like fucking no. When there's something, there's always fucking something else that you'll go, yeah, no, not that. No. So yeah, like it's literally the peaking never stops. When you think it's about to stop, it fucking doesn't. There's something else that just gets that little bit more disgusting. So literally we've got women who call themselves seahorses that literally have cut their fucking chest off, not able to feed their fucking babies, while you've got literally middle-aged to old men inducing pus out of their fucking moves and getting the tick of approval from fucking literally the powers that shouldn't be. Like, this is where we are right now. It's so gross. But hey, meanwhile in Australia, because hey, Australia, we can't miss out. We got to add our fucking lunatic bullshit to this. Like, oh my god, it just honestly, it does not stop. So Apart from what else? What else we got? Oh yeah. We got the guy with the what's the guy with the animals, like these zoo people, these like normalizing this shit, and it's the hey Aaron, how are you? It's the it's a peaking iceberg, absolutely. And I think every now and again I think I've made it to the top of the iceberg, and no, I'm still like, fairies, the beast wars. What the fuck? And look, I'm gonna tell the fucking story, and this is a story of an acquaintance that is no longer an acquaintance. And once you hear this story, you'll know why. Why are they no longer an acquaintance? Because they had said to me, and this was a female, and they were trying to argue the difference between societies. So some society standards are different to other society standards, and we shouldn't judge. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm following that. Until she said about bestiality, sex, and I'm like, no. How do you know an animal can consent or can't consent? We're not even the same fucking species, so it's not even coming down to speaking the same language. So it's like I'm like, no. What? So because the pit bull doesn't rip your fucking face off, it's okay? No. Like this was years ago too. Like I'm like literally about different people trying to justify strange fucking shit, and I still don't know from where they came from with that woman. I do not know. I do not know where it came from. I do not know where it went, other than what I said. But it was really fucking weird to me. Like, why would you bring up a conversation like that? And yes, I will grey rock you and probably never speak to you again, which I did. So again, this is bizarre stuff. But she literally said they her argument was they can't consent, so it's consent. My argument's what they can't consent. They can't consent. Like what? Stop. And yet, like, come on. We have been conditioned to this. We have been conditioned to this here in Australia. There was this footballer years and years ago, and if I remember correctly, it was the Canberra Raiders team, and he was photographed. He was photographed with a dog, like literally, and I think it was something like peanut butter or something like that. It was literally disgusting. It made mainstream news that this guy literally had taken photos with himself. Oh, actually, no, he hadn't taken photos. Back that up. He hadn't taken photos with himself. He had somebody taking the photos. There was a third party involved taking the photos. That's how the photos were released. So we've been conditioned in our system. Has been conditioning us with this sort of shit for a while, if we really sort of step back and sort of have a think about it. So gross. Yeah, absolutely. It's perversion. It's in Game of Thrones, as Littlefinger was said, all manner of perversions are now on the table. They're literally, it's hearing some female try to logically twist and justify consent with an animal was absolutely fucking out there. And that did come in. That was a conversation after the Canberra Raiders with the dog. And it was like a fucking big fucking German Shepherd too. It's like, oh, I hope it friggin' bites you fucking without boundaries. It's I'm going to rewind the clock now, but it was I was over at a friend's place, another friend's place, another little story. Oh, don't make these personal, people say that. This is interesting because my kids were never brought up a mainstream TV. I had a very strict no mainstream TV with my kids growing up, and my kids were over at a friend's place, and they were watching that TMZ in the afternoon, the entertainment show, TMZ, and they had it was a porn star on there. There was a male porn star on there, and later on they had a female porn star. It was blonde. Fucking name will come to me later. Their names will come to me later. But anyway, I thought, wow, that's really wild that they were having interviews, and this has got to be 10 years ago. Like my kids, older. They're adults now. They're baby adults, and they were literally at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, kids' TV timing. Um, they were literally interviewing these porn stars, and I was like, the fuck, Look, again, too, my kids weren't brought up with TVs just fucking going. Like, that was not acceptable in my house. If you wanted to watch TV, one, you had to tell me what you wanted to watch, and two, you had to tell me why you wanted to watch it. It wasn't just about turning that on and having chewing gum for the mind, because if you, yeah, no, you had to tell me why, what benefit you would have out of that show. Yeah, and I think that makes a big difference, FEMA. I honestly think that makes a huge difference between the kids that were able to watch sort of basically anything and the ones that sort of weren't. One of my son's favorite things to watch was Mythbusters on a Monday night, and he used to set his alarm. His alarm would go off, and Mythbusters. I'm watching that until there was an episode that really really upset him, and he never watched it again after that. He said they were liars, they weren't truthful, they were not what he said something about the information he wasn't getting. They weren't getting the information properly. So he said, yeah. So you never watched MythBusters after that, poor little fella. So anyway, I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to have a look because it was the amazing Asia in England who smashed this out of the ballpark and whacked this up on X, Twitter, the Bird app, or Twix. Yeah, 10 movies for 10 days. Oh my God, weren't they the bomb? We had Blockbuster down the road. They were fabulous for that. So, yeah, no, but again, you can't do that. Hey, my son, I told him not to watch the remake of the Freddy Krueger movie because I didn't like the connotations in it. So, no, you weren't. He was not allowed to watch it. The little so-and-so ran and read the screenplay online and said, well, you didn't say I couldn't read the screenplay. So, and then he said, yeah, I understand why you didn't want me to watch that movie. So that is my son in a nutshell for you. Okay, so again, I'm going to go in and we're going to share this screen. Share screen. Here we go. Share it. Now, well, back to the beginning. Right up here. Now have a look at this. This is lovely. So Kinky Secrets of the UN Trans Expert. Well, every time I say expert, I'm going to say I read X is an unknown quantity and a spurt is a drift under pressure. So make of that what you will. So Australian activists, you can read that for yourself. So this is what the UN is calling an expert. I think my definition of an expert is more accurate, but anyway. Drugs, bondage, bestiality, nudism, drugs, and of course tax-funded sex change operations for all. Why shouldn't everybody that you call cis pay for your trans surgeries? Why not? I mean, there's more of those folks good. Cis, surely they get fundraise just through the government for us. Just pay for it. So why is he writing health advice for the World Body Card? I'd like to know. So he, as we know, is a she. It ain't fucking no he. It is a she. So she goes by Teddy Cook. Is an X-rated image. Has an X-rated image of a dog having, yes, sex with a man. Well, I'm going to say it because, hey, I'm not getting monetized on this channel anyway. So, but hey, even though they've apparently posted an X-rated sex image of a man, don't you forget they are the fun-loving trans activists. Yes, the fun-loving trans activists just may be a little too smutty for intergovernment work. I didn't know that was a thing, right? Is that it really? There's a thing that you can be a little bit too smutty? Fuck me, really? So, I mean, this shit's absolutely wild. So in the UK, you've got Monroe, is it? This giant, great big dude advertising for the UN and being that spokesperson for women. And then in Australia, you've got this Teddy Cook, who is a female to male Australian activist. Have a look at this. Oh my God, have a fucking look. Well, we can see she's decided to keep her nips. Oh my God. So he is an advocate for taxpayer funded surgery. Of course she is. Of course she is. It costs more to keep the nips. We know that. We've heard that before. So, if you're a bit low on cash, and we've heard this before from them, these ladies, if you're a bit tight on cash, and it's an extra what, 6,000 to 10,000 for nips or no nips, one needs to have nips. And if you can get the government to pay for your nips, even better. Even better. My God, look at it. So she advocates for tax-funded surgeries for all trans Australians and worked on a study about trans people having sex when they are high on drugs. So again, these are just Rex Landy calls them and has called them state state sanctioned drug addicts, and I really think that is absolutely accurate. Absolutely accurate. I'm sorry about your baggy, budgie smugglers there, mate. Look, at least it is say female to male in this Daily Mail. So this is the UK though, but they normally do. But I can only imagine other. Oh, at first I thought that said CUNT, but I don't think it is. But as you can see, this is a highly sick, highly pornified young woman. Well, a woman might be young, looks younger than me, but then I mean I'm nearly 50 for fuck's sake, so a lot of people younger than me. Here we go. Cook is director for the LGBT community health for ACON. So there you go. For ACON. So this is like our ACON representative to the UN here. A com- a community group in Sydney. Well, actually, ACON isn't a community group so much that it is one of the major pushers of this agenda here in Australia. So, from what I understand, ACON sort of sell diversity points and gets a lot of different people and companies and that on side with this agenda. So they literally get points and medals and that for how much diversity they get through this ACON, which used to stand for the AIDS Council of New South Wales. That's what the ACON stands for, but now it's just literally ACON. It is conning everybody into this ideology, and that's how it stands for now. So that as a community group in Sydney, not so much. It's way more nefarious ACON than that. Um, there's a lady over here called Kit Kowalski. She's got a YouTube channel. She has like literally the best breakdowns of ACON and what they are and how to understand them. So if you want to go check out Kit Kowalski, her channel, I know she does collabs with other people. I'm not talking about the work that she does with other people in the collabs. I'm talking about her actual YouTube channel itself. So apparently, she famously addressed New South Wales Parliament in 2021, saying that trans people deserve dignity and are not a threat. Now, this photo is hilarious to me because she's literally sitting cross-legged and hiding the nuts she doesn't have. Not a threat. Tell me you're not a threat by being a disgusting friggin' porn hound. Like, tell me you're not a threat by yeah, just I'm not believing you. I'm not believing you. I think your groominess is the threat, right? Now here, right here, I think this is a really, really telling photo right here. Um, as you can see, when they're not pictured by themselves and their tats and posing in their man poses, you can see that is one very lady looking man there. And again, I'll say this all the time: scope at the knees. Men have totally different fucking knees to women. Hey, like fucking totally different knees to women. It's outstanding, actually. And there's the wee little feet and the wee little hands of the man. Now, actually, I thought this was kind of interesting here. So I don't know if you can see that or if I can zoom in on it. Maybe I can zoom in on it. I don't know. Anyway, it says here, what is a grunt and what is a patch? And it literally explains that it's talking about sex, and it's talking about sex between trans guys, so women, and cis guys, so men. So heterosexual sex is what they're talking about in here. But apparently needs to have a different name if the woman has cut off her boob somewhat. So it's kind of fucking. So it says Grant focuses on sex and play of trans guys with cis guys, more on why that is like so it's heterosexual sex. Like it's just the you know what I wish they'd made up names for? These people. Like, can we call some woman that cuts off their boob? I don't know. Give them a fucking name. And the man that fucking gets a breast fucking augmentation, give them a fucking name if they have to have a name. I prefer to call man with breast augmentation a man and a woman with a fucking beard a fucking woman. Now here, check this shit out. Like, right, okay. So it says here, it was talking about that was the pamphlet about heterosexual sex, but it's different with a woman who says they're not a woman. And there's here, okay, so this is funny to me. Cook has a collection of T-shirts with X-rated languages that may be out of place in the WHO headquarters at Geneva. I'm like, oh, fuck, what? I'm like, get the fuck out. This bitch here, this fucking bitch here, this Australian fucking woman here is allowed to strut around the fucking UN in a shirt like this, in a fucking shirt like this, but then my fucking sisters from over the water in New Zealand there can't wear their shirts into a new world without being fucking marched out. Make that shit make sense to me, please. Can anyone please make that shit make sense? That this is acceptable. And of course, this bitch here be walking straight into fucking Cole's New World and no one would be saying shit. Because if they did, they'd be like, oh, I'm trans. You're attacking me. You're attacking me. They would be the first fucking cry bully out of the fucking. No one would say shit to this person because just in case. Instead, we know as a fact there are women getting kicked out of their local supermarkets in New Zealand for wearing stuff that is not even close to being anything offensive like that. You know, that men aren't women, even if you're squared, is truth. I want to your heart out. Not really, okay, it might be truth, but it's truth from this woman's perspective because she's porn sick. She has a mental illness. And not only that, she's roided out on her synthetic fucking testosterone. So there you go, World Health for you. Hey, how's that? Nice. Nice, thank you. Thank you, World Health. Thank you for that one. Thank you. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. And look at the shirt that woman's wearing. You can't make this shit up, hey? Totally can't make this shit up, people. I couldn't believe that. Like the the porn sickness of it. Like it's like Rex, I'm gonna use one of your quotes is I can smell it from here, mate. I can smell it from here. So there we go. I'm just dropping the link in the chat. So if anyone wants to jump in, they can. Reminder that this Saturday, yes, this Saturday is going to be Rex Landy, who's in my chat, and my roundup of the monthly event, which is going to be a countdown to starting at our top 10 turds of the month, and we will reveal who is under the dunny lid this month. And careful, could be anybody up there, could be anyone, could be a business, could be a woman, it could be a man. It all depends on who's pissed us off enough this month to be put under the dunny. All right, love, see you, Rex. So yes, me and Rex on Saturday. I will let you know. It may be here. I think it might be on this channel. We're going to go alternate channels, but we might just be putting it on Stone, I believe. But we will give you the notice to that. I'll put up a notice on the X. I will put a notice up on the X for that. Yeah, she just wore the shirt in to the grocery shop, and it was literally just to get, I don't even believe she got groceries. I believe it was just to get a lottery ticket. So it was she just sort of, and I don't know about shops over there, but when I was in New Zealand, it's the same sort of setup as here. You get to the bench, and it's like a different, like the smoke bench, the smoke aisle, the smoke counter, that's what I want. The smoke counter, and you sort of just get your scratchies or your lottery card there. So she had only just asked for a lottery ticket and got marched on out. So women, slightly offensive shirt, so they say, kicked on out, but that woman in a disgusting shirt, like I mean, look, I love my heavy metal, I love my punk, I love my alternate music, and I've seen some pretty friggin' wild shirts. And one guy had this shirt on, and I took a photo of it because I'm like, oh my God, it actually had Jesus as a cunt. I'm not getting any monetization on this channel, that's for sure. And I'm like, dude, that guy from that punk gig, he's walking in and out of Woolworths, New World, he's walking in and out with that shirt on, buying cigarettes before he goes to the gig. He's buying it. You know, no one's saying crap to him about that shirt. And even like, I'm not a God botherer at all. I do believe in reincarnation, so I'd be a spiritualist, but you know, or a witchy type. I'm an occultist. I look into why people believe certain things a certain way. That's why I find this all very interesting. But no one says shit to that punk, that rocker going in with his Jesus is a see you next Tuesday shirt. No one's saying shit. But a woman with a stated truth. Oh man, no, fucking get that fucking out of there. You know, like unreal. Hey, totally unreal. Yeah, it's the same setup there. Yeah, so the same thing. So from what I understand, there was no walking up and down the aisles where everybody's like, oh, look at her in that shirt. It was literally walk in to the counter where you get your ciggies, get your ticket in your lottery, and that set him off. That set the troon off right then and there. So, you know, how is it? How is it that someone like Teddy, our girl Teddy there, can wear that or even just be photoed with that type of shit and still be represent for a country for the United Nations. Now, I haven't gone on my big spiel about what I think about the United Nations, but I can tell you, I don't really think highly and favourably of them at all, to tell you the truth. So I hope no one screen captures that because it might look like I picked my nose. I scratched it, I really did. So yeah, it's just I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow on the uptake. So some people might have to explain to me how some woman with photographs of over sexualized pornographic filth is okay running around with clothes like that advertised on their social media, and yet somebody like Philippa and the Landys can't even go shopping. I mean, and that goes for us too, ladies. I mean, don't forget, if we just catch the right man in the right uniform on the right day with his fake moves and be offended, we could be rushed out of to a shopping centre too. I mean, I'm very lucky. My interactions with people wearing my turfing shirts, my when I'm out turfing, wearing the finery and turfery, has always been quite positive, unless I've been giving out flyers and then I've gotten fucking turf and all the rest. But normally, if I've just got my woman, adult, human, female shirt on, or I've got my Sis My Ass shirt, it was a lovely gift from Rex, and I've got my I think it's Quiet Women Never Make History shirt, which I love. So I've got, and of course the one I made myself, which is my weird, not queer shirt, which is a personal favorite of mine because one, I made it, and two, it's a super comfy shirt because that's the advantage of buying the shirts and making them yourself is you can actually buy the comfy shirts that you like rather than a shirt that might get sent from around the world that doesn't fit, which happens. It does happen on occasion. It happens. So anyway, that's just all I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to have a quick chat about Teddy, our friend Teddy, and go, especially where it said that how they're not harmful or to be trusted. No. The very nature of these people and their actions groom other people. That's why that language is so important, and we talk about it all the time. Kelly J, Rex. The language is it. The language holds the line. If we back down on that, we back down on everything. It's game over from there. So it doesn't matter if I like you or I don't like you. I'm not going to be using women's language for you. I'm just not. Like it's never going to fucking happen. Because if I say to a man in a dress, she, and some little boy sees that and he's confused about himself, then he thinks that's a reality that he can have and maintain, which is never going to happen. He's never going to be able to maintain that reality. It's never going to happen. So anyway, I'm going to call this, and if nobody wants to jump in and say hello to me, I'm going to call this a night because I'm in the front of my house. It is dead fucking hot here. It is like the pits of fucking hell. I got a sweat mustache like nobody's business, but hey, don't call me mister. Yeah, it's really, really bad. It's been horrendous. Sleeping has been pretty horrible. And yeah, that's it for me today. I think, unless somebody wants to jump in, but that's okay. That's all right. Because I will call it. Now, remember, Saturday is going to be fun because Saturday is our monthly roundup with Rex. And I do believe that it will be hosted on Stone the Throne here. But if not, it may be hosted on Rex. We will let you know. We will let you know at what channel home that will be. So that is our countdown. 10. We count down to Underneath the Dunny. Underneath the Dunny. Can I turn that around? Underneath the Dunny. There it is. There's the Dunny. There's the Lou. There's the Lou for the top 10 turds of the month, where we will reveal underneath the Dunny lid will be our number one turd for the month. Rules of the game. Just because they were in the top 10 last month does not mean they're rated out of the top 10 this month, because if they were double a turd, they get double a mention. So it's no whole bars when it comes to me and Rex. You know, it's a tag team turf jamboree. So so we'll let you know what that is. I'd say it will likely be in the morning our time, so that we can include the ladies from the UK and the United States, because this particular afternoon weekly show is normally better for our Southern Hemisphere ladies and women. No worries, female. We'll catch you on Saturday. Otherwise, I'll catch you next Wednesday. And you know how it is. I love you for now and talk to you later. Remember, stay loud, my friends. God, we need it. They drown us out. We got to be louder. And so for now, stone out. Catch you next week, guys. Bye.